I'm letting you know right now, if you want to date a Pisces, then you got to be ready to get deep, real deep, and magical. Hola my beautiful lotus flowers, welcome back or welcome to my channel. If you're into nerding out on everything astrology, spirituality, and self-transformation, this is the community for you. Today is all about dating Pisces sun sign. We're going to talk about some of the 5 most important traits about a Pisces sun, and then we're going to finish off the video with 3 of what I feel may be the most compatible sun signs with a Pisces. But I need everyone to keep in mind that this is about, again, the sun sign. It's not about the natal charts. It's not taking into account the moon signs and everything else. All of the energy in our charts are extremely important to find the synastry between charts and their compatibility. This does not guarantee anything. Anything I say is just for fun, and if I don't mention that your sign is compatible with Pisces or whatever it is, do not feel discouraged. This is never set in stone. It depends all on the energies that are in play with our birth charts. First, 5 general important traits that you should know about a Pisces sun sign. Number 1, they are one of the sweetest signs towards other people, unless someone is dishonest, rude, and or unethical. Pisces are often seen as the primary healers of the zodiac. All of the water signs are seen this way, but Pisces specifically is known for their especially soft, loving, and empathetic nature towards people from all walks of life, whereas Scorpio and Cancer often are more of a natural skeptic towards other people. However, it's vital to remember that Pisces is represented by the 2 fish tied together by a rope swimming in opposite directions, which represents their dual-sided nature. So a lot of Pisces are constantly walking the tightrope between light and dark, and so they know what the emotional extremes and thought processes of both sides are like. And it can be very quick for them to move from the highest high to the lowest low. It can happen in an instant. So if someone is showcasing a questionable personality to them and they don't really like the vibe it's given off, they don't really like how you're acting, then they're really quick to go from being sweet to being like your worst enemy. And you do not want a Pisces to become your enemy. Either they're going to completely forget about you really quick because they're so turned off, or they're going to make sure you know that they don't like you. It depends on the type of Pisces that you get. But the point is that they can switch between light and dark super fast. So don't let their sweetness fool you. Second, they are often very complex yet elusive individuals, making them difficult to figure out. Not only do Pisces have an extremely dual nature, but they are also the sign ruled by Neptune, the planet of dreams, other realms, illusions, etc. And they're mutable, meaning they're constantly changing and shifting in some way. And they're also a water sign. Because of this, Pisceans have an emotional and just overall depth to them that can be tough for even them to figure out. One minute they're infatuated with something, the next minute they want nothing to do with it, etc. So if you want to be with the Pisces, you have to be willing to be adaptable to their ever-changing moods, emotions, passions, interests, dislikes, etc. The whole 9 yards. You have to just be willing to go with the Pisces flow. Third, Pisceans are often extremely empathetic, and whether they realize it or not, are constantly absorbing the energies in their environment as a result. On their own, Pisceans are known to have great emotional depth and extremity. So when you add on the fact that they tend to absorb all the energies around them like a sponge, it only amplifies that. Because of this, they usually need to frequently withdraw and isolate themselves from everybody. Even if you're their partner, friend, or even a loved one, it's normal for them to need their own space to cleanse and ground themselves. Not allowing a Piscean time alone will only cause them great emotional stress and frustration. Fourth, they are known to be highly intuitive, open-minded, old souls that have a natural wisdom and are always looking towards the bigger picture. Each sign actually has some significance to their personality behind the age of their sign in the zodiac. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, the 12th sign, before starting a new zodiac year. There can be a tendency for Pisces to have somewhat of a kind of wise quality to them, and the way that this quality shows up can show up in different forms, but a lot of times people just feel when they meet a Pisces that they meet an old soul, that they meet somebody who has maybe been on the earth for a very long time. This is because of this inherent tendency to see the bigger picture of everything and looking towards the long term, whereas many people may get caught up in short-term outcomes. Not only that, but the intuitive side of a Pisces wisdom makes them amazing at understanding someone they might not even know that well. It isn't unusual to meet a Pisces and feel like they understand you more than the average person ever has, because again, this is part of their intuitive nature and the fact that they have this old soul wise quality to them. 5, they are idealists at heart and may have a difficult time keeping their own healthy boundaries because of it. Again, being ruled by Neptune and Jupiter, the Pisces can really get very caught up in their idealized fantasies and their idealized outcomes on real life situations. And this can either manifest itself by making the Pisces want to work way harder to achieve the fantasies that they desire, or it can just greatly discourage them and make them extremely discouraged and depressed in real life and not want to work at all. Either way, it is because of this really idealistic nature that a lot of Pisces can tend to fall in love very quickly. They may not show it immediately. I'm not saying that they wear their heart on their sleeve necessarily, but a lot of times they do fall in lust or fall in love very, very fast because they are usually in love with the idealized version of somebody they met that they made up in their head. They might not know the person very well yet, but will get very caught up in all of these ideal outcomes that they've created between themselves and the person. Because Pisces are so openly willing to kind of put themselves out there romantically and tend to really think the best of somebody that they adore, like they really do put someone they love on a pedestal, or someone they're interested in, they can tend to put them on a pedestal. And what happens is that if you show any sort of quality that does not line up with what they thought, it can quickly bring them back down to reality and just have nothing to do with you. Like they'll either ghost you, or they will just slowly remove themselves, or they will just immediately have that switch that turned on so fast it can easily turn off. So if you're trying to be with a Pisces, you definitely have to be someone who's naturally kind, thoughtful, and respectful towards them. Because if you have a natural tendency to manipulate and lie and be rude or whatever it may be, then once a Pisces picks up on that, it can change the dynamic entirely as fast as it started. Pisces really have to be loved gently, and a lot of them love feeling like they are protected because they have a hard time keeping their boundaries between what they really want something to be and what it actually is, and they can have a hard time saying no because they care so much about people and they're constantly soaking up all this energy from everybody and everything. It's really good for them to have a partner who can help them keep healthy boundaries and will also respect them and let them have time alone and adapt to their different ways. So just keep that in mind if you like a Pisces. Whether you're a Pisces yourself or trying to date someone who is a Pisces, please leave a comment down below letting me know why you're watching this video. I really want to know who's watching. And be sure you don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for me so other people just like you can see this video and others that are trying to learn astrology and spirituality. Now let's talk about the fun parts. 3 potentially compatible signs for a Pisces sun sign. Number 1 is Scorpio the Scorpion. I truly believe that these two have some of the best potential to be one of the most powerful matches because their energy just complements each other very well. Like we mentioned before, Pisces can tend to go with the flow. They have more of an empathetic and more of a sensitive nature in the sense that they care a lot about everything around them, and just they tend to be empaths in general. And whereas they require a partner who has depth like they do or can have that depth present, Scorpio is perfect in that sense. Scorpio has the emotional depth. They have the mysticism, the passion, the artistic outview on life can definitely exist, but they tend to have more of that backbone that Pisces can be missing. And I don't mean this offensively to Pisces. I'm a Pisces myself. I'm not trying to insult us. We have backbones of our own. But what I mean by that is Pisces deep down, whether you will admit it or not, we like to feel like we have a partner who is strong and can protect us and take the reins when needed, because as strong as we can be, we are still very sensitive and empathetic at heart. Scorpios can tend to balance this out because Scorpios tend to have a very headstrong, take on obstacles, fighter type energy because of the Scorpion. Scorpions are, you know, kind of scary when they want to be. And Pisces are the ever-flowing fish, you know? So these energies complement each other very well because the watery depth is there. But not just that, Scorpios tend to require a lot of patience, love, and understanding in their partner because Scorpios can be very turbulent and wild in their own ways, and Pisces are a very good, caring, nurturing balance for that. The thing that these two need to be aware of is that this can be one of the most powerful, beautiful, loving matches. But because of that, it can also channel itself as extremely toxic. If these two are not developed individuals, then Scorpio can be easily very manipulative to a Pisces, and a Pisces can also be very needy and codependent of a Scorpio as well. And this can easily turn into a very toxic match. Second, we have Taurus, the bull. Taurus is definitely a very strong yet grounded, nurturing earth sign that can definitely complement the soft, artistic, and ever-flowing nature of a Pisces. Because Taurus is the earth sign that's ruled by Venus, the planet of love and beauty and aesthetic, art, all of that, they tend to have more of an artistic, unique outlook on life that can really mesh well with the outlook on life that Pisces tend to have. There's a lot of room for deep conversations, a lot of looking at the world through rose-colored lenses. Not necessarily that the Taurus will get caught up in that, but both of them love to talk about these subjects that a lot of people may not appreciate. When I imagine this pairing, I kind of imagine a fairy tale. I don't know why. I don't know if that's gonna make any sense to any of you watching, but it reminds me of like a fairy tale for some reason. Like, I just get this intuitive feeling that these two can make a magical match in a way, just because even though they can get very in depth with each other emotionally and with their conversations and everything, the Taurus is just such a great caretaker in a way. If you meet Taurus people, they usually take on like a parental role, and Pisces really needs this. Taurus can give Pisces the room to be who they are, to be who they want to be, and they don't think that the way that the Pisces works is too far-fetched or too out of touch with reality, and they don't judge them for that. They can really let Pisces have the room to be the unique, artistic, spiritual individual they usually are, because Taurus is usually that way as well. But because they're an earth sign, they are more grounded and more stable, and they're willing to be that rock that a Pisces needs, but in a loving way, not in a harsh way. One of the problems I can see happening here though is through their communication. It might take a little while for a Taurus and Pisces to get on the same page, just because both of them can be very quick to turn the switch. As soon as a Taurus is starting to open up, which they can take a lot of time to open themselves up and actually commit, because they work slow and steady and calculated. That's the way that the bull moves. Whereas Pisces is more flowy and quick to move either which way. They can be extremely infatuated or extremely not 1 second. So this can cause kind of a disconnect between the two until they know each other very well. So if these two are going to create a happy relationship, then most likely it's going to happen kind of slow. Third, we have Capricorn, the goat. This is a pairing where I just want to put out there that I think Virgo and Pisces can make a beautiful pair as well. And I actually talk about Virgo and Pisces matching in my Virgo dating video. But for the sake of choosing one over the other, I chose Capricorn. And the reason being, I just feel like these two can be so enticed by each other, because Capricorn is known to be another very parental, all the earth signs are pretty parental, but especially Capricorn and Taurus. They can be very parental, but whereas Taurus is more of the loving, gentle parent. Capricorn can be a little bit more of the uptight, strict parent in a way. And Pisces can be very enticing to a Capricorn because they're just so dreamy and so artistic and elusive, and that's enticing to Capricorn because Capricorns oftentimes kind of want something that can open them up. They want somebody who can open them up, not somebody who keeps them within their strict everyday routine, you know? And Pisces are perfect for that. This actually can give Capricorns a sense of inspiration in their everyday lives that they tend to lack. Whereas for the Pisces, Capricorns can provide a sense of stability and a sense of routine and structure that Pisces can lack. And this really highlights the fact that they can bring out the best in each other because they're filling each other's cups where the other might have an empty cup. Not only that, but Capricorn is a cardinal sign, meaning that it has more of a leader type trait to its personality, meaning that in the relationship, Capricorns oftentimes want to be able to call the shots or have more of a leadership role or feel like they are taking the reins a lot of times. And most Pisces like that, as long as they are not a dictator, just a leader in the relationship, because Pisces, once again, do love to feel like they can rely on their partner and be protected by them, even if the Pisces is perfectly capable of taking care of themselves. But the one thing to look out for between these two, just like Taurus and Pisces, Capricorn and Pisces can suffer from miscommunication in the relationship. Capricorn has more of a cold, domineering approach to communicating sometimes, whereas Pisces is a bit more soft, sensitive, and may sometimes be more open about their emotions or kind of passive aggressive. And this type of communication between these signs doesn't work and will cause a disconnect. So it's going to take some patience and these two really caring about each other and willing to compromise in order to take it slow and figure out the best way to communicate with each other. Again, please leave a comment down below if you're a Pisces yourself and if you're somebody who's just interested in a Pisces watching this video. Also, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for me. Again, it helps me so much. Thank you. And hop over to the LaBlue Lotus Facebook community to talk more about astrology, spirituality, and using those for self-transformation. For more personal content, you can also head over to my Instagram at Marisa LaBlue or watch these videos to help you more on your astrological and spiritual journey. But until I see you in the next video, thank you so much for being here. Until I see you next time, adios.